Hello. I wanted to talk about a specific topic that we run into often here at Acupuncture and Holistic Health Associates. We're over at the Bayshore Town Center in Glendale, Wisconsin. The topic is that of the goal of a patient. Why does somebody come to us and what are they shooting for? And then how does that merge with the goal of an acupuncturist? And this is kind of an interesting, kind of very fascinating backstory. So there's essentially, when an acupuncturist is trained, two sides to the equation of a person's health concern. The first is what's called symptoms, which in the terminology of an acupuncturist would be an indication. For example, headache, or back pain, or whatever the symptom might be. Then there's another side to the equation that is unfortunately oftentimes missed in Western medicine, and with a large number of acupuncturists not really addressed, which is called the functional imbalance or problem. So there's symptoms and then there's function. Now, the reason for this confusion is with any of the 2,000 known acupuncture points that exist on the human body, in training as an acupuncturist in the early years, one studies in a textbook the symptoms that the acupuncture point might treat, and also the function, the changes it causes internally. And because of the prevalence of Western medicine in our society, and actually ironically in the country of China, the emphasis is placed upon symptoms because they're easily seen. When they change, it's very observable. It's not easy to diagnose functional imbalances. So I'll give you an example of a functional problem. A person comes in and they have headaches that are caused by sinus issues, and say they have a history of allergies or whatever. There's many forms of headaches, many forms of migraines. We diagnose each person individually, which makes the results that we get as effective as they are. But to give you an example, a person could literally have sinus congestion due to fluids built up in the inside lining of the mucosal membranes in the sinus cavity. And that could cause pain. Makes sense that it would. Now, an acupuncturist could literally place points in this region or use points in other areas of the body that cause that swelling to reduce and increase, the comfort of the patient, reducing the pain. But it doesn't solve anything necessarily. It's essentially without side effects, using something like Sudafed to dry out fluids or whatever. Now, another thing that one could do if they treated functionally, which is the emphasis that we place, which is usually a faster result in a shorter period of time with fewer treatments, is we get to the root of the problem, treating the imbalance that is occurring with the function of whatever system. In this example, we might work to build the metabolic system, so getting the metabolism and the digestion and so on, breaking down food and fluids more effectively, but also draining fluids out of the body through the metabolism. And those fluids might be carried out via the urination or the bowel movement, for example. And essentially, it looks like the problem is here, but it actually might be coming from somewhere in the lung system. It could be coming from somewhere in the digestive system. We would work to get that system working again. The fluids are pulled out of the sinuses. The pain goes away because we've addressed the root cause of the problem. So function is one side of the equation. Symptoms, indications are another side of the equation. And in most cases, we see clinically, going back to the 1990s, that if you treat the function, it's definitely a longer term, better outcome with fewer treatments, and the person is much happier. So I just wanted to make sure that was something that totally is understandable. If you have any questions, concerns, or whatever, please let us know. We can go into more of the diagnostics of it with you specifically at a clinic. How do you find out the functional imbalance? Well, there's specific diagnostics that we use that you'll find on our website that discuss, for instance, pulse diagnosis. There's pulses that show the internal systems of the body, exactly how they're functioning. It's just miraculous when you treat the underlying cause of the problem, what can happen in a pretty short period of time in most cases. Obviously, some conditions take a little bit longer, but if you get the diagnosis correct, assuming the person is helpable with acupuncture, which we determine in an initial visit, there's going to be amazing changes that happen in many, many cases. All right, thank you very much. It's a pleasure, and I hope you found this information very interesting. It definitely is interesting to us because it's what we do all day long from very early in the morning till late at night. Thank you.